Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar, The Complete Guide to Using Email to Grow Your Business. My name is Patrick. I'm your host as well as your speaker for this very special on-demand only webinar. Just a couple of quick housekeeping items we like to go over before we get started, just in case anyone may be unfamiliar with Surefire Local. Our mission here is to help you make online marketing easy by providing your business with a next generation platform that is available everywhere you need it across multiple devices and browsers. We provide the software that you need to attract customers and grow your profits efficiently in all from one place. So, as I said before, today's webinar is coming to you directly on demand. You're going to receive a link to this recording as well as all the presentation slides via your email for future reference. So please check your spam folders just in case you don't receive it for Surefire Local. You can also share feedback with us at any time, ask us questions, or even if you just want to say hi by emailing us. That's marketing@surefirelocal.com. We also have a ton of fantastic resources, materials, and tools that are available to you for free over on our homepage. Go to surefirelocal.com and click on the resources button there up the top. You will also see included in there our entire back catalog of webinars on all the various different topics that made available to you on demand. You can get access to the video as well as all presentation slides. So be sure to check that out if you have not gotten a chance. Okay, we're going to go ahead and dive right in. We have a four-part presentation for you today where we are going to be discussing, just the overview of exactly, what is email marketing, but more importantly, how it fits into the bigger picture of your digital footprint, why it is useful, particularly for your business, and then ultimately what you need to measure and what you need to consider when evaluating success of email marketing. All right. What is email marketing? Folks, email marketing is as old as the advent of the internet itself. One of the earliest instances of digital communication, good old electronic mail. Many equate email only with newsletters or only with promotions or coupons or direct needed lead generation. It is all those things. However, after 30 years, that's right, 30 years of a piece of internet technology, email still remains one of the most effective channels for customer retention and relationship building at each stage of the customer journey. So it is a great source for getting in new prospects, finding new customers, building your brand awareness through educational materials, building that one-to-one relationship with your customers, keeping them on board long-term, as well as giving them an avenue to reach out to you directly with any concerns they might have. It is a vital one-to-one relationship building tool. Okay. So it is important, with that said, to not see email marketing as just a means to an end or for one use only. You have to think of the bigger picture in general with all your digital marketing, but especially with email. When it is implemented correctly, email marketing is about building relationships with your prospects, with your customers, and ultimately your community. But we are talking about the most saturated and oldest and utilized of all digital communication channels in the world. Now, some people may not actually have a social media account. I know, crazy to believe. They may not even leave reviews. However, really is hard to consider anyone without at least one email address. Your email address has become as common in society as one's phone number or physical address. In many aspects, an email address can be considered a required part of functioning in modern society. Think about all the things you simply are not going to be able to do without an email address. All the logins, the orders, accounts, job searches, concert tickets, movie tickets, plane tickets. I can go on. Email is as a necessity now. It's no longer an option. That said, for something that has been around for this long and is this integral to our society, there are a lot of pros and cons, good and bad, when it comes to email. It is important to understand these ups and downs so you know what pitfalls and what mistakes you can avoid. It is very hard, or challenging, I should say, to do email correctly. It is extremely easy to do it wrong. Alrighty. That was the history lesson. You're welcome. Let's get to the challenges local businesses like yours can face when it comes to email marketing. We see here some recent statistics that poorly defined metrics and performance indicators paired with huge influx of data and noisy, crowded stuff inboxes. It is easy to see how so many small businesses can easily find email as nothing more than a tool for order and appointment management, making sure people show up on time, giving them their receipts, etc. That the time invested into true email marketing for someone that's already focused on all other aspects of your business and all other aspects of your digital footprint, for one, it just simply isn't worth the efforts for so many local businesses. At least that's the perception. So yes, it is no surprise that email is extremely oversaturated. It is becoming harder to get your emails seen in an inbox. Your business is not only competing with other local businesses, but with everything else a person gets in their email. You just think about it. How many times your work bleeds over into your personal email, or even if you have a personal email and a work email that's separate. Think of all your family, your friends. We already listed a ton of stuff, all the notifications, all the orders, um, job notices, reservations, cat videos, cat gifs, cat pictures. You get the idea. A notification about your recent order of the custom painting of those puppies and kittens playing together that you want to forward to your friends. All right, you get the idea. Email is extremely crowded. Don't believe me? Just look at your own inbox. But, and here's the big but, open rates, one of those metrics you need to be looking at, have on average stayed steady and remained the same. That means people still want to use and need email. They simply only want to use it when they want to interact with your message. So if they don't have a connection to you, it's very easy to tune somebody out. So why is it still so useful if it's so crowded? Email marketing remains a crucial channel due to its accessibility, ease of use, and effectiveness in reaching target audiences. Despite its ancient age, 30 years is old for tech. And regardless of how saturated it is, email and email marketing is still, to this very day, 2021, the de facto and required standard of direct and intimate communication with your target audience and the most effective and simplest way to elicit their attention and drive immediate action. Okay. Let's review the 4 pillars of the foundations of email usefulness: commitment and trust, a two-way conversation, and versatility. Think about a social media post or even a more traditional advertisement, okay? You're hoping to do 2 things. 1, capture the attention of your prospect. And 2, hope that this attention elicits their interaction with your business at a later date. Sure, you can get the immediate interaction from a form submission or request, from something like a Facebook post. But you can't match that intimate personal connection that an email can provide. Your prospect or your customer has chosen to interact with your business. They picked you. This is your email that person elected to receive. They're most likely looking for it, especially if they placed an order. This already establishes an immediate connection. Those who click on your email are immediately committed and engaged with your content. There's intent, and they want to learn more. Their immediate reaction to engage with your business and follow your call to action is the direct result of this relationship. Remember, building and properly fostering this kind of relationship with your prospects and customers is not about more leads or sales. Email marketing is about understanding the bigger picture of the customer journey with your business. At the very center of an effective email strategy with your base is to build trust, trust between your brand and your customers. By gaining a reserved spot in your customer's inbox, you're able to communicate with them in more personal ways. You're able to be open, honest, and transparent. So no healthy relationship, of course, can exist without two-way communication. I think we all know that. Remember that email marketing, it's not just about you or your business or your brand. It's about sending information to the customer. This is your customer answering you back, reaching out and building that communication. Remember to always provide a way your audience can respond back to you. Take the time and the effort to reply back to them. Folks, that means everybody. Answer questions, give updates, respond in real time to changes in your community, tailor your messaging, and reach out to your customers as individuals and not just an audience of followers. A Facebook profile, okay, just as an example, may be a person's outlet to the outside world. Okay. Chances are good, though, that their email is only something that they would share knowing it will be used for direct one-to-one personal communication, and they gave it to you. Email marketing is about reaching out to your customers at each stage of the customer journey. We've already said that. With so many uses and types of messaging applied to that journey, email has to be one of, if not the most versatile marketing channel for any size business, from the local corner store all the way to your Amazons. Email is also an excellent channel for all other forms of digital communication. It really does bring every aspect of your digital footprint together. It's the thing that ties together the whole room. Use email to promote your social channels, promote your blogs, your videos, testimonials, promotions, surveys, reviews. Talked a lot about reviews, accounts, orders, etc. It is an email between your business and customers. It is email marketing. Email is a powerful tool for engaging new customers, and it's your best tool for retaining the loyalty of current customers. All right, so we've understood what it is and why is it still significant after all this time for local businesses. But you're asking, okay, great, I know what email is. How does it help my business? Hey, gang, the truth for a long time now has been simple. Email marketing has some of the highest potential ROI out of any channel, period. It hasn't changed, and it's simply not going to change for a very long time. So for every $1 spent, email marketing generates $32 in ROI. 59% of local marketers cite email as their number one source of ROI, and 81% of businesses say that email drives customer acquisition, 80% of retention. 30 years, 30 years has existed. So we have spoken about this some, about proper email marketing strategy being seen as a conversation with you and your customers and your prospects. More than lead generation or order fulfillment, email is a critical tool to understanding customer insights, issues, challenges, and feedback. Building that relationship, getting to know your customer as a person. But what do we look at? Okay. What stats do we need to focus on, and where do we need to pay attention when evaluating our email efforts? That's a great question. I have been working in email myself for close to 15 years. And one thing I think every business should consider is improvement first. So what do I mean? What do I exactly mean by that? Don't look at studies or trends hoping to find the perfect open rate. What should my click rate be? You don't really type that into Google. This is about improving your business. So your metrics, look to improve your stats bit by bit by bit. But knowing what you are looking at can help. So we're going to go over, the specifics, but understand we're talking about building your foundation and improving your email marketing. So don't try to compare yourself to the Amazons or even larger businesses that have been more established. It's just not going to work. There is no one universal metric that works for everybody when it comes to email marketing, period, no matter what anyone wants to tell you. Remember, again, the purpose, we keep saying it, but it's true, is to build relationships. Don't focus too deeply on your metrics and numbers when you're first getting started. I'm not trying to say they're not important, but you will burn yourself out. You will focus on the wrong things and you are going to lose sight of the bigger picture. So just don't hyper focus on your number of leads. Don't hyper focus on the open rates as the marker for success. Remember some of these points. We're talking about managing relationships, establishing a competitive advantage, building loyalty. You're directing something to one person, so they're getting a chance to talk to you back directly. You're going to learn how people feel and think about your business, learn how people compare your business to competitors, red flags, etc. So how can I find success for my business with email? Okay, so what we have here, we call the 7 steps of successful email marketing. Have a plan, segment your audience, write what matters to those segments. Design is everything, just like any other traditional advertisement ever. Build your content calendar just as you do in our previous sessions where we talk about social and blogs and all of our other content. Email is just the same in that regard. The way the systems work now and the software works now, you can do all of this stuff in advance. So you're being more proactive and not reactionary. Treat your customers like VIPs. And last but not least, we'll talk about automation. Okay. Instead of trying to create the emails you think are the most effective, so that means just like diving straight into creating newsletters, for example, or just blindly sending promotional offers to every email address in your database, thinking that it's just phishing, it's just number phishing, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. You need to take your time, study the existing contacts in your database. Who do you have? Who do you want to have? Okay. Determine your schedule and frequency. What is your busy season? Think about those scenarios or cases. But what is your most popular time? When are your customers the most active? When are your promotions? And then what are the patterns that you need to address? Does your email marketing coincide with your content calendar? The first part of an effective email marketing plan is, drum roll, have a plan. This is not something universal. There is no one scheduled or methodology that will apply to all businesses, locations, industries, etc. Yes, of course, there are some best practices to follow. However, the most important element of any effective email marketing plan is finding out what works for your specific business, your industry, your location or community, your customers, your brand, your voice. This is something personal between you and your customers. Your email marketing plan is important and unique and bespoke as your brand itself. And just like everything else, it's constantly changing. Okay. Build your opt-in database. How do people join? How do they want to talk to you? You add forms to your website. Call to actions on Facebook and Instagram. Remember, this is email's the thing that ties the rest of your digital footprint together. So it's sort of the glue that connects your Facebook and your Instagram and with your Google My Business page and everything you do on your website. It is that the sort of the foundation of the house, if you will, as well as always make sure that you're adding sign-up options to email signatures for all employees. That's a huge thing. All right, again, another reminder of how all-encompassing email is to your digital footprint. Where are you building your presence? What channel? If you are finding the right prospects, you will build your audience because you have already attached your intake and lead capture forms on everything. It's the glue, the foundation. Remember that optimization is about dialing in the right settings. Study the data, make the right adjustments based on that data and how it applies to you and your business. Don't go looking for the answers out there. Chances are it's not going to work. This is probably where most people struggle the most. In my experience, testing content, performing A/B tests, okay, that's where you have two emails with different subjects. And then depending on the click, whatever metric you need to establish, whether it be your opens or your click-through rates, then the system will send two groups. It'll send two tests, an A test and a B test. It'll be a certain sample size of your entire database. Then it will wait a certain amount of time, depending on whatever metric that you establish, say which one wins, then that subject gets sent. That's the one that gets sent out to the rest of the remaining database. So stuff like that, and creating a collection of adaptive content, being able to prepare this stuff and having it in a toolbox, if you will, to pull out when you need it. This is all about the system you choose, really, the software, and how adaptive and easy to understand and use it is. Defining your frequency. It is better, I'm going to say, to email too little than to email too much. I think we know that. Neither are good. Both will lead to unsubscribes, which is not what you want. You're trying to cultivate an audience, and that's how they leave you. Whether too much or too little, the goal is the perfect ratio. We talked about there being general rules to follow, so I'm going to give you one of them. Typically speaking, middle of the day, Tuesday and Thursday. Full confession, when we send a lot of our emails, not all of them, by the way, but they are generally sent Tuesday and Thursday, and that's a good starting point. However, big however, you will have to factor in your industry, your clients, your audience habits, and dial in your schedule and frequency. What are the main days that they're active? Are they coming to you on the weekends? So if you have a promotion on Saturday, what day of the week, when do they need to get the email to where to look it up? Would it be Saturday morning? Why is somebody checking their email early Saturday morning? Maybe they do for your business. Maybe they don't. So, you're going to have to test. So don't be afraid to experiment. For example, are you trying to get their attention, like I said, first thing Monday a.m.? When you know they will be checking their email, try scheduling then on sending Sunday night. Think about when your audience is most active and the most inactive. When will you capture their attention? And test. One of the greatest aspects of email marketing is you can create simple groups to test different content at any time of day. Nothing is stopping you. This is all about understanding the big picture, like we keep saying, of the customer journey. Understand that email marketing is a large category of communication. Divide your database among prospects, customers with active sales, incomplete sales, referrals, niches, segments, different locations, service types, etc. Understand their place each one of these groups has in the customer journey, and what they will need and what they will want at the time. All right, so each part of the 7 steps could be its very own webinar. Let's be honest. Believe me, there are people that have developed entire careers advising large corporations or small corporations on just email alone, or just the audience segmentation. And no surprise, people that build entire careers just on the content. So time for another general rule. Short and sweet is generally best. I don't think that's a surprise. It does depend on the type of communication. If for lead generation, promotional type emails, keep it short and direct. Have a clear call to action defined. Test and make sure your links point to the right areas. The piece has a sense of flow. Look at it like any other advertisement. You run a small business, you've had to make ads. Entice, direct, engage. However, we are talking about building lasting relationships with your audience and customers. This is personal. You are an expert in your field. So help, educate, provide, maybe even take time to record a video on email marketing and offer it for free. That kind of thing. Okay. Design. Design is everything. A poorly designed email can confuse and frustrate your customers. They're not sure what you're asking them to do. Nothing new. This has always been true with advertising and marketing since the very early days. Take away from this the importance of good-looking email templates, okay? Consult your email marketing platform. What templates are available to you? What fits your brand? What needs customization? You would not buy a poor-looking ad, would you? You wouldn't settle for that. So you wouldn't settle, therefore, you're not going to settle for bad email templates. That being said, clean is a great place to start. Kind of another somewhat general rule, something that looks nice and helps you get to the point quickly, but not very busy, not distracting. You want it to convey your brand without being too busy. It is once again about balance. You don't want a busy piece of art, but also not something cold and without personality. Another general rule. When was it created? The answer is more than 4-ish years ago. It's probably time for an update and something new. And also, if I may, there is a place for artistic templates. There is a place for lots of color. There's even a place for animated GIFs. These things, design, links to videos. These things, there is a place for a very artistic email. It's not without its own merit. But the reality is, especially if you are just getting started, especially if you are a small local business, you really just can't go wrong with clean. Have it look nice, have it look professional, have it represent your brand, have it not loaded with a ton of background colors or stuff that's hard to compute. Make sure that it looks good on mobile, on desktop, on tablet. This used to be a big problem over the previous years. In recent years, it's all very automatic, happens very quickly. So just keep these kind of things in mind when you're understanding design. There's nothing wrong with nice, cool, clean presentation, your email design. So if you have seen any of our other webinars, like I stated in the past, you're going to know, and please, once again, like I said, resources page, we have a massive library of content of on-demand webinars that are available to you. But if you've ever seen any of our other webinars, we talk a lot about building your content calendar when it comes to blogs, videos, social posts, etc. Like I said, your email marketing is no different. It needs to mirror, even if truly coincide with this calendar, plan, schedule, execute, report, adapt, repeat. Say it again. Plan, schedule, execute, report, adapt, repeat. When we talk about your online reviews, your Google My Business reviews more specifically, we will advise you to respond to all reviews, good or bad, within 24 hours. Sounds like a heavy thing to do, especially if you're a busy small business, but it's the reality. You need to do that. What you also need to do is understand that email is even less of a window of time. Folks, the reality is an email, a text, or a phone call should be considered with all the same priority, as in priority number one. The customer is communicating to you directly. How long would you wait to call them back? All right. How long would you wait to follow back up if a customer had a question for a successful business? You can get on it pretty quickly. All right, depending on how busy you are, of course, and the situation, of course, there are many factors. But if your customers can send you, if they send you emails, you need to answer them. People see unanswered emails just like any unanswered customer contact. They give up and go somewhere else. If you take anything away from this webinar, folks, please respond to your emails. All right. This is not only the last of the 7 steps. This is the last point I'm going to really leave you with here today. Once you have carefully considered and planned your email marketing, the last thing to consider and evaluate is automation. It's very important. It's where you want to go, but don't do this. Don't think about this first. Set and automate your email content for all your prospects and customers at every stage of the customer journey. Set workflows and content to send to necessary materials at each stage, automatically depending on the activity. From onboarding new clients to tracking orders, getting surveys, reviews, follow-ups, and promotions, automation is the last piece or the final end game, if you will, for your email efforts. It is something simply too detailed to cover. And there are entire industries and businesses, a lot like ours, that exist to help customers at this stage, at the automation stage. Depending on the size of your business and the complexity of what you're trying to accomplish, this can be extremely time consuming to figure out. But you need to understand this truly is, for any size business, the ultimate goal. If you take away anything from just email automation, just know that it is where you need to get to. Focusing on automation first is like what my grandfather used to say to me: don't put your cart before the horse. Lastly, the email marketing checklist, just to kind of review. We've gone over a lot of great steps today. We have covered a lot. The vital role email still plays in the world, how, when utilized properly, how it can build long-lasting relationships with your customers, prospects, and community. It can be the very foundation or glue of your digital footprint and ultimately grow your business. Email just simply encompasses too much. And each one area that I went over today could easily be its own webinar. And there are entire organizations that are devoted to helping you figure this all out, like finding the right tools to help make all of this easier for yourself, like in step 5. That's why we invite you to schedule your own session to see what it's like to run your marketing from an all-in-one marketing intelligence platform that uses AI learning not found anywhere else, that is going to give you complete visibility into your marketing, transparency of ROI, and make it really simple and easy to build your digital footprint and grow your business profitably. So we've simply seen how much there is just for email alone, how important email is, how foundational it is, how it's the glue that kind of ties everything together. That's still just one thing. You have SEO, you have social media, you have reviews, listings, and digital advertising. It can simply be too much for your business to do all these separate things. That's why Surefire Local is here to help you do it all from one marketing intelligence platform. So whether you are an existing customer, folks, or you're just checking us out, hey, we're just glad that you decided to watch this today. We very much appreciate it. When you are ready and would like to maybe get a demo from us, please head over to surefirelocal.com. Like I said, you got the resources page. You have a lot of great stuff on there, and you can click on there's a demo button in the top right-hand corner of every page. Just click that and schedule a time to talk to us at any time. Okay. So as we say goodbye, I just thank you again for taking time out of your day to spend it with us. I hope to see you back again on future webinars. Check out our website. We have more coming up. If you think of any questions after the fact as you watch this, as you look at the presentation slides, like I said, please never hesitate to reach out to us. You can email us. That is marketing@surefirelocal.com. Again, please check out our website. Tons of free resources available to you. That's a wrap. So I wanted to thank you all for spending time and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.